Buddy, before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick synopsis of what's transpiring. As we need to pay attention to right now, the most important thing, we're going to look at the XRP technical analysis, but the US dollar currency index spiked to over 103.36, so that is something we really need to watch this morning. This could cause a little bit of a change in dynamic if this continues pushing up, but I believe it's just heading up to the next resistance area, which we're getting close to. But we're going to take a very close and a very solid look at that. We're also going to take a very close look at XRP and the uptrend it created yesterday. And we're going to see if we can use it as a support area to push us up. First the 641, and then ultimately push over and out of the 678 areas. We have to break the 678, get on top of it and use it as support to invalidate the death cross in the 4 hourly and get back on top side of the bull flag. Make sure you hit that like button if you appreciate my work, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro because we have to be positivity over negativity to start this Monday, but we really got to get into the charts. Good morning, 10:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, August 14th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see with XRP, this newly formed uptrend, and I'll show you how we get into this. We talked about it last night a little bit. We formed it in the live. We did it together. We had a support structure here on the swing low. Came back up, hit another support. So you have a low, higher low here, and then we came back through and tried to form a structure here. Initially we held it for a third time. We had this little bit of a spike. Some people were thinking we had a nice big pump, and I kept saying this is only because we're at the apex point, and oftentimes you fake out the direction you start and then you ultimately go down to your desired direction. Right now we came back below that uptrend, and what we wanted to do was have this as a new channel form, and we have that broadening wedge resistance up at the top. We also have the bull flag resistance at the top that because we broke down, we need to break back over that here. Let me bring my arrow back out. So this overextension right here, that's simply the bull flag being extended out. And now instead of being support, as it was back here, it's resistance. And then we got the broadening wedge that I think started here. Resistance, resistance, support, support. Now we could have started an uptrend because we have this support on a wick. Come back up, support, support. So if we were to hold that, we were going to start to use this as a new channel. And what that means is you want to start to play this pattern like this. So resistance, down to the support, resistance, support. And now we're trying to bounce out of here. If it does, you could expect to move up to about the 68.14 now as the time moves on. If not, though, if we get the rejection here, your technical target's going to be right down here. So it would still get you down right to about that 585, 587 level. So that's where your technical target will be if we get rejected here. And that would be, and we'll look at the move, whether it goes up or down here. And it's very easy to target this. If you hold this and this was to be the support area, how big of a gap is that? That's a 7.17% gap. So that would be a 7.71% move up if we were to hold that. Conversely, if we break down, so it's basically just like we were talking about yesterday, a 7% drop to 587 approximately. If we do take the bearish route, if we take the bullish route, you'll have a 7% move to the top of this newly formed channel if it were to hold it, and it would come up to about 68 cents. Right now, we're showing the bearish side of town, and we already got rejected on a breakdown and rally back up. The reason why we're on the bearish side of town right now is the US dollar currency index. Like I talked about for a couple weeks, if we broke and held 102.60, there is nothing stopping us to 103.67, nothing. So that's why we knew it would be going to be a quick spike up if we did this. But the US dollar with the BRIC nations on the 22nd of this month, remember, 8 days away, are going to announce a new gold the gold back standard, or the gold standard. And it started with 4 nations. The rumor is now there's no less than 16 nations that are going to jump on board with this. We don't know if that's just a rumor, if it's really going to be 4 or 6. But the fact that all these countries are jumping on board, that's why the US dollar is spiking like this, and this puts on pressure for risk assets and commodities, the stock market. We've got gold down to 1904, silver down to 2242, gold silver ratio popped up to 84.92. So just pay attention to what's going on in the commodities market. I'll be covering H-bar later today. Later this morning, I'm going to do an update on H-bar. But as I talked about yesterday in the live, for anybody who was there, we had 1.126, and we talked about there is nothing in between, and it would just have a nice spike up to 115.2 to see if the total crypto market cap is good. Total crypto market cap jumped up this morning. It had right here in the 2-hourly, if you look at even a 30-minute candle, we had a crazy spike. 45.39 billion in the 30-minute. That's a huge spike from what we're used to. We were trending with about 27.8 million. All of a sudden this increased to, billion. All of a sudden we increased the total crypto market cap to 33.9. Now if you look here, look at this last candle. 45.397 billion. Is this indicating that this bull flag is going to go up and crypto is about to move up farther? If 115.2 breaks, 118.8 is next level. The fact we're getting rejected right here is interesting. We'll see. This is very interesting setup, though. We'll see if this has more legs or if this is going to start breaking down now. You get on top of 115.2, you're going up to 1.18 trillion, and that would allow cryptos to pump. I'm very optimistic here. If XRP could finish off or at least use this as support, I prefer for it to do a 7% drop. If you just ask my opinion, I prefer XRP to come down there and get the liquidity. That's just me. It doesn't have to. But now if it can get back on top of this uptrend, it could maybe start doing something here as well. This could be a fake out a little bit down this morning just because of the US dollar currency index. But this looks like, if we hit the bottom side, we'll have a 7% correction, but that's not guaranteed. If we get back on top there, you have a 7% move back up to 68 cents. First things first, though, you have to break the uptrend that was formed, and then you have to hold 641 and start to push up as a support area. And then you can try to invalidate the dot cross in the 4-hourly, but you're going to have to get on top of 68 cents. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything on this, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and join the over 18,000 subscribers. And if you really appreciate my work, you can send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army, as that's the greatest gift of all. I'll catch you in a little bit. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to go wake up a little bit. And I appreciate each and every one of you.